Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today our group are going to present an article with a title Zakat and Poverty Alleviation Roles of Zakat Institutions in Malaysia by Farah Aida Ahmad Nasri, Rashida Abdurrahman and Norma Omar. Here are our group members. Nuraini Asri as a leader, Atin Nabilah Abdul Hakim, Nur Atira Kamaruzaman, Nur Azmi Osman, Nur Sabrina Rahiman, Nur Ratika Alias, Nurul Husna Hishamuddin, and lastly Sharni binti Ramli.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nuraini Asri and today we would like to present the article entitled Zakat and Poverty Alleviations, Roles of Zakat Institutions in Malaysia. We always hear that when you give, you get back. When you give more, then you will get more. Our wealth and possessions are provided by giving a fixed portion of one's wealth to those in need and for the society in general. We know that Zakat is the third pillar in Islam, so it is a religious duty after Salat. Zakat is the financial obligation upon Muslim. In Arabic, the word itself means that which purifies. Zakat is a mandatory process for Muslim and is regarded as a worship. There are many verses in the Quran that mention about Zakat. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verses 43, and establish prayer and give zakat and bow with those who bow in worship and obedience. As mentioned in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has instructed us to fulfill the zakat. Zakat ensures that individuals who are helpless, lacking basic necessities are protected from things such as hunger. The importance of paying zakat reinforces the key idea that the wealth we are blessed with does not belong to us. It is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that must be shared. This act of worship is an important obligation we must fulfill in this dunya as a Muslim and believe the hereafter. Generally, it is a small percentage of 2.5 that needs to be given to the 7 categories of people that are eligible to receive zakat include the poor, the needy, new converts to Islam and others. It really helps individuals to establish purifications, to increase cleanliness, blessings, and goodness when paying zakat. Next, I will pass the presentation to the other presenter. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Atira binti Kamaruzaman. I will talk about definitions of poverty and poverty eradication strategies. Firstly, poverty is a measure in monetary terms based on income level or consumption per capita or per household. In 2008, the World Bank has redefined poverty line at $1.25 a day instead of $1 a day. Those who earn less than $1.25 a day are categorized under absolute poverty. On the other hand, Islam defines poverty based on our individual failure to fulfill any of the 5 basic human requirements of life that based on the Maqasid Sharia. This is because Islam, being a religion of balance, view poverty as a social and ideological problems. It is considered as a social problem because the effect of fail in the society as a whole. Lastly, according to United Nations declarations, poverty is defined as a denial, a choice, an opportunity, a violation of human dignity. It means lack of basic capacity to participate effectively in society. So we move to the poverty eradication strategies. According to Hassan and Sadiq argues that based on the Islamic perspective, poverty may be eliminated by using 3 distinct set of the measure. First, positive measures, second, preventive measures, and lastly, corrective measures. As shown in the figure 1, one of the corrective measures of poverty eradication is through the payment of zakat. Overall, zakat can satisfy the basic needs of the poor and needy and solve social problems such as poverty. That's all for me. Thank you.
For background of Zakat, Qadarawi said that Zakat has been implemented by early Muslims in Mecca with the main objective to help the poor and needy. However, Zakat was only made compulsory after Hijrah to Medina. There are two types of Zakat, which the first one is Zakat al-Fitr, where it is a small amount that all Muslims obligate to pay during Ramadan and compulsory since to Hijrah. The second type of zakat is zakat al-mal, where all Muslims in non-hijrah obligate to pay zakat on their wealth if their whole or annual income exceed the nisab. This is payable at any time of the year. Zakat receiver was clearly mentioned in the Quran, where there are 8 categories recipients, or we call it as asnaf, which are hardcore poor, amil, mu'allaf, riqab, gharmin, fisabilillah, and ibn sabil. Although the recipients of zakat have been clearly mentioned in the Quran, but it is not obligatory to give zakat equally. This is because since each asnaf is in different situation. For the distribution method, generally, zakat fund was distributed to asnaf with regular direct payments, either monthly or annually. However, this method causing most proactive asnaf to rely solely on zakat funds and lack the initiative to work. Thus, the author suggested that the fund be distributed in the form of capital finance to the poor and needy in order to encourage businesses activities among proactive asnaf. In the long run, it is expected that the productive asnaf will be more independent and able to support themselves and their families, thus escaping from the poverty.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm going to present about zakat practice during Caliph rulings. First of all, the obligation to pay zakat on weight was received by the Prophet Muhammad in 9 Hijriah. Amir was the one who appointed to collect and distribute zakat funds. The Amir used to go to the potential zakat payers, properly assess their zakatable items, and collect the amount due to them. Most of the Amir appointed by the Prophet Muhammad were retained by the first Caliph, which is Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. Under his ruling, Abu Bakr stressed the importance of zakat payment, and he was recorded as saying, "If they withhold giving zakat, even a little rein of a camel or a small baby sheep that is due on them, I will fight them for it. Zakat is the obligation on properties. By God, I will fight whoever discriminates between prayers and zakat." Next, under the second Caliph, which is Umar bin al-Khattab, a new method zakat collection was introduced, known as al-Ashir. Umar set several checkpoints on major highways, especially those coming from other countries. An appointed tax collector was allocated at each checkpoint, and zakat was collected from the Muslim traders. On the other hand, the non-Muslim traders were required to pay taxes on imports. Besides al-Ashir, Umar also had introduced the concept of Baitul Mal, or public treasury, in order to manage the zakat and wakaf funds in 15 Hijriah. Moreover, he also extended the list of zakatable items to include some new sources of wealth, which are horses, lentils, and sheep. The ijtihad was then followed by other caliphs and Islamic scholars. A number of scholars claim that during the period of Umar bin al-Khattab and Umar bin Abdul Aziz, poverty is completely eliminated.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, I am Nurul Shammuddin and now I will share to you about zakat practice in Malaysia. This is the table which is the list of mine and ZI in Malaysia. Did you know what is mine and ZI? And did you know when Islam is the official religion? Mine actually is State Islamic Religious Council, which is in Malay is Majlis Agama Islam Negeri, YZI is Zakat Institution. And for the question, when Islam is the official religion? Islam as the official religion of the Federation in 1957, which is the year of Independence Day. So, who is responsible to any issues related to Islamic laws and customs, including Zakat administration? And what is the role of money? Any issues related to Islamic laws and customs, including Zakat administration, actually is under the jurisdiction of the respective states, which is Sultan, and mine play a role for a vice sultan of each state. Mine is also responsible on all matters related to religion, and each state who has set up its Zakat management institution. So, which state is the first one that established? In 1915, Kelantan is the first state that established, then followed by Terengganu, Pahang, Perlis, Kedah, and other states.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sharni binti Ramli and I will present the interpretation of Zakat according to the states in Malaysia. This is the table that shows some of the differences implementations of Zakat in each state. We can highlight there that Perlis and Perak have similarity implementations of Zakat, where Muslims are compulsory to donate their property and income in accordance with Islamic law. But in contrast to Kelantan and Pahang, practice of the tithe or crop payable annually under Islamic law in respect of paddy land. However, Selangor and Melaka also have similar implementation of Zakat. Next, we also can highlight Terengganu, where the tithe of paddy crop and livestock such as cattle, goats, and sheep payable annually in respect of paddy planted and livestock reared subject to the exemptions prescribed by the enactment. The rest, briefly, the Zakat will be paid on a certain property in accordance with the Sharia law.
Next, I will share to you about Zakat distribution by state and still under keywords of Zakat practice in Malaysia. This is the table and data is from Federal Territory Zakat Collection Center in 2010, which is the total Zakat distribution to Asnaf by state. There are 8 groups of Asnaf, which is Hak Poor, Amil, Mu'alaf, Rikab, Wamin, Fisabilillah, and Ibnu Sabil. So, as you can see, Selangor is the highest one that distributes Zakat to Asnaf, then followed by Kuala Lumpur and Johor. Sabah, Sarawak, Melaka, and Perlis is the state that distributes the lowest one. This is because it is depending to the population density on each state, and they only distribute to certain group of Asnaf. This is also because they distribute based on by priorities. The example that I can give is Perlis, who distribute Zakat to only 5 categories of Asnaf, which is Hak Poor, Amil, Mu'alaf, and Fisabilillah. If we look to the total distribution Zakat for 8 groups of Asnaf from all states, Fisabilillah is the highest, while the Hak Poor and Amil is slightly almost the same, and the lowest distribution is Ibnu Sabil. For those who didn't know what is Ibnu Sabil, Ibnu Sabil is someone or any person who traveling for purpose that approved by Sharia from any state or country in need of assistance. Next, in this graph, I actually did not put Hak Poor and Poor for the state of Perak and Kelantan. This is because Perak and Kelantan is the only state that combine the value to be used to 2 groups and not segregate as they distribute to other groups. This is because the definition for both groups of Asnaf are almost identical. So next, I will pass to the Sharmin.
Next, I will present the collection of distribution of zakat based on the stats. According to the data collection from the Federal Territory Zakat Collection Center, Penang and Negeri Sembilan show the highest percentage, which is more than 100% distribution. However, they will still have low percentage of zakat distribution shows from the state of Sarawak, Kuala Lumpur and Pahang. The significant differences are due to the practice of paying zakat in the final weeks of a year where the funds not distributed in the same period. From that study, the issue was highlighted where there is inefficient of zakat distribution. For example, the bureaucracy problems such as the application process for the requirement for students to make an application every year to zakat institution, although the application has been approved during the first year. Another issue is asnaf attitude in receiving capital aid where the recipient not possess the right behavior to become entrepreneurs, thus affecting their business performance. They found that the percentage of success is highest if the amount of capital received is sufficient. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. My name is Nur Azim bin Osman and I will continue with the recommendation. In the recommendation part, there was only one suggestion proposed by the author, which is zakat institution need to establish a good cooperation with other agencies and also companies that have same objective, whereby to alleviate poverty and help the communities to have a stable income. The collaboration include government agencies such as Majlis Agama Islam Negeri (MAIS) and the non-government agencies such as AIM, Tekun and Yayasan Basmi Kemiskinan. For instance, they can share their expertise in coaching and knowledge possessed that able to reduce the failure percentage for a startup business. It is because they have got the right guidance. In addition, the author also explained that the ineffective role is the reason why the poverty alleviation program was not fully implemented, and also the insufficient amount of zakat collection to support the entire poor community. The best action that can be taken to alleviate poverty in the country is with the strong effort between the zakat institution and the other agencies, as well as the commitment of the recipient to change and develop the economy to be able to create a better lifestyle.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For the conclusion of this study, consistent with the brotherhood concept in Islam, the requirement to pay zakat is also closely related to the idea of equality and justice that lies under Islamic principles. The main purpose of zakat is to support the less fortunate group in the society, such as the poor, the needy, the welfare, or the heavily indebted, with the hope that this group of people will at least have the basic requirement to lead a normal life. Although Majlis Agama Islam Negeri and Zakat Institution have been existent since 1915 in Malaysia, there are still a lot of issues hindering the potential of zakat in combating poverty. Among the issues that need to be addressed by the relevant authority is the effectiveness of zakat distribution to the eligible asnafs and transparency of the zakat institutions. Therefore, this paper suggests that zakat institutions needs to collaborate with other agencies such as government agencies, NGOs, microfinance institutions, business corporations, and tertiary institutions to further improve their efficiency. By collaborating with these agencies, it is expected that the issues of inefficiency, resource limitation, understaffing, and lack of expertise in zakat institution will be addressed and reduced. I think that's all from our group. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.